All right, guys. Injuries from the game. D. Winters had an ankle, didn't return. Tatum Bethune, groin, didn't return. Brock Purdy had a stinger there at the end. He would have returned. Luke Gifford had a quad and returned. Go ahead.
Any of those seem like they could linger into next week?
Possibly with Tatum and D. I'm not sure about Luke. They said Purdy would have gone back in. He checked out all right, but that's what we got now.
When you just think of Seattle's defense, especially the pressure they put on Brock.
It's what we expected. Just with their defense, we expected to do better than we did, but we knew it was a good defense. We knew that in week one. We knew it from watching tape all week. We knew it would be a challenge, and they got us in a number of moments. Had a couple opportunities, I thought, that we missed, and you can't miss those versus a team like that.
You never want to put it on one play, but do you imagine if you are able to recover that fumble, might be a very different game?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of plays, though. Chance to recover that fumble could be different. Chance to stop them on 3rd and 17 on that run could be different. The turnover at the end inside the 5. Their 3rd and 2, our 4th and 2. Number of plays that could make it different.
Offense struggling more than we've seen in a long time. Obviously, the defense is really good. What did you see from the execution?
I think when you have, having 40 plays, couldn't get the run game going. I think we only had 12 runs. I think we converted 1 third down in the first half. That was a series, I think, the only series that we got the score on. But you convert 2 third downs in a game. They control the clock for 40 minutes. Versus a good, it's kind of the opposite of what happened last game. I thought we did better on our 3rd downs. We played them in week 1. We had the ball for 40 minutes. We averaged about 3 yards a carry in that game, but we stayed on the field, so we were able to get 36 runs. Today the run average was similar, but we only got 12 of them, and they controlled the ball, kept it from us, and when we had to get something going, we didn't stay on the field on 3rd.
You talked a lot about wanting to stay here and not go back on the road, and now you know that you have to. Just what's the feeling, and what did you see from the team?
Oh, we're ready for it. It would have been nice to have to have a home game here, or both home games, and get a bye. But it is what it is. This team's been through a lot this year. Now we got to do it the hard way, and we'll embrace the shit out of doing it the hard way, and look forward to it.
Could you try to get the guys to be upbeat after this one, or do you want, do you understand any kind of disappointment that might feel? What was the mood of that locker room?
Oh, disappointed. Those guys, regardless of how well we did, our guys really fought out there. Our guys were exhausted after the game, like we are after every game. I told them to enjoy tomorrow. We don't know whether we're going to play Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. We don't know who we're going to play until after the afternoon game. But when they come in here Monday, come in ready to go, wherever we got to go. And hopefully we can earn it a chance to see that team again.
How close or not close were Trent and Pearson to playing?
They were pushing it. It would have been too risky to play them, though. But they pushed it all the way up to the end. But it wouldn't have been the smartest decision by us to let them.
This game was on Sunday. They have maybe a chance to.
Oh yeah, much better chance.
Seattle might be the best team in the NFC, other than yourself.
I don't know. Anytime you got a good defense, a very good defense, a good offense. They've been showing that they're one of the best teams in this league all year. That didn't feel much different than the team we played in week 1. I thought the game was a little bit similar in terms of the battle on both sides just to get in the end zone. But they've earned the number 1 seed. They played like that throughout the whole year, and we're going to have to earn the chance to get to play them again.
Any specific area defensively where you have trouble coping more than anything else?
No. It's similar to what they do each week. They got a good pass rush. They're tough to run the ball against, and they're tough to get explosives against. So.
4th and 2, Kyle, play action. Was that looking for something over the middle there? I didn't really see anybody who he could have directly thrown it to.
Oh yeah, we would have hit Kittle. He was. No, he was on a corner. No, he was extremely open. They had one guy had to cover 2, a go route and Kittle, but we got beat inside on that and weren't able to hang in there for it. I think it was Lawrence who showed up right when the quarterback got to the top of his drop.
Brock's performance.
I'll see when I watch the tape, but I thought Brock battled out there. The one drive we got something going on where we turned it over there inside the 5. But he made some big plays on that drive. I thought he battled throughout the game. I know he was under duress, which we had a feeling that would be the case going into the game. But, none of us played good enough to win, but not disappointed at all in Brock. I thought he battled like he always does and did some good things.
They missed a couple short field goals, but 13 points. I mean, how did you think your defense played?
We need to tackle better. We need to play better than that. I was proud that they kept battling and was able to hold them to 13 points. That's what gave us a chance there at the end. But we need to play better all around.
When you guys have so many missed tackles, is there reasons for it other than guys over pursuing or Seattle's doing?
No, there's not reasons for it. Just got to be better. All right, guys. Thanks.
Obviously, you won 6 in a row, and to lose one is not easy. But what is the mood in the locker room, you think, after this one?
Obviously, we wanted that one, but onward, man. We're in the playoffs, and we don't have time to sulk over it. I think a lot to learn from that tape, and just got to get better and come ready to go for the playoffs.
Your viewpoint, why is it so hard to get rolling tonight offensively?
Have to check the tape. Yeah, we got to be better, though.
On the interception, the ball was definitely tipped. Did you have to adjust to it? What kind of difficulty did that add to that one?
It's a play that I have to make, absolutely have to make. Expect nothing less but to make that play, and it's completely on me.
There's obviously played the beginning of the season. You watched film all week. Was there anything they did that was like, whoa, wait, this surprised us a little bit? Or they just beat you to the ball and had a better night?
Yeah, they were the better team today. I think we'll have to check the tape and correct the mistakes and go from there.
Does this feel like as good of a defense as you guys have seen so
It's a good defense. I think, also I think we just got to execute better. I think, again, we'll have to watch the tape and go from there.
The way you guys have been rolling, 127 points and on the last 3 games, we've been shocked if someone told you guys were going to score 3 points tonight.
It's a shame, man. Defense did an unbelievable job the whole game. They held them to 13, and that's huge. And it's on us, man. And again, I go back to that play that could have put us in the game, and that's on me. And I'll learn from it, grow from it, get better, and get rolling in these playoffs.
Being that you guys have to go on the road and kind of have to fight back to get back to the position in the playoffs, they talk about you as basically like a perfectionist when it comes to football. Is it hard to put a play like that behind you now that you have to turn your focus to the next game?
It's challenging, but you have to. You don't have another choice. At the end of the day, we're in the playoffs. We don't know who we're playing yet, but we've had 2 short weeks in a row, and so it's time to get our bodies back, our minds right for a hell of a journey ahead. And just take it one game at a time. You don't have time to sulk over things. You can learn from mistakes, grow from them. I got to make that play, but I can't get it back, and I just know I'm going to come hungry in these playoffs.
It's easy for you guys all year. How equipped do you think this team is to go kind of the hard road to make a run?
This whole season's been difficult for us, and we've continued to beat the odds, continued to show people that we're a real football team. We didn't show it today. We know that, but I love the guys in the locker room and how we've responded all year. And, again, put it on myself. I'm going to come back ready to go, and I know everybody in that locker room will as well.
You're pretty consistent all year in saying that not only each game has its own life, but each play has its own life. Is that tonight sort of a example of that?
Yeah, definitely.
What you were able to do before and what happened tonight?
Yep, for sure. Appreciate it.
obviously this was a tough one. What did you feel out there up against that Seahawks defense? What did you feel like could have gone better? You know, what was the feel for you out there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're good defense, good front. You know, did a good job with making us, you know, go through reads and checking the ball down. And you know, for me, it's like I just wish I could have been a little bit more efficient. And you know, they're going to make you work for the yards and make you have to convert on third down. And I just feel like third downs were definitely an area that, you know, I have to be better. Our offense as a whole, like, I feel like that's the part where if you got to win these kind of games, you got to be good on third down. So, you know, they did a good job.
Mark, how do you feel about having, you had the number one seed and a bye right in front of you, couldn't close it out? How do you feel about this team and your chances on the road?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was our goal, but you know, we can't dwell on it. We have a pretty quick turnaround here, and we got to go win next week. So, but our team has been through so much adversity, guys going down, next guy up. You know, people have counted us out, and that's fine. And you know, they can say what they want, but for us to go on the road and find a way to win, we've done it before, and that's going to be our goal. So, you know, we got to take it one day at a time, get better from this film, heal up, and go find a way.
What happened on the hit you took there at the end, and how do you feel right now?
I feel good. It's just you got hit and the left shoulder sort of lit up, so I feel good right now. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. I think so, yeah.
You guys have been on such a roll offensively, 40-some points a game, and converting third downs, and killing it in the red zone. And is there an element of, I don't know, surprise, shock that someone could do this to you?
I mean, for us, like, we always feel like there's plays left out there, and we could have converted. We had an op, we just didn't due to X, Y, and Z. So I'm not going to sit here and go, you know, man, like, how the heck did that happen? They played good defense, and we didn't execute. And when all these other games where we've pulled away and had good points and stats and all that stuff, it's because we execute on the gritty third downs. We stay on the field, and then we go score touchdowns after that. So obviously that's something that we needed to do tonight. We didn't, and then, you know, the scoreboard shows it. So.
4th and 2, the play action. Did you see Kittle? Was there any chance to be able to get that ball to him with the pressure in your face?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where it felt pressure, but at the end of the day, I need to, you know, find a way to set my feet and get it to him and take a hit if I need to. You know, I was concerned with just having my feet set, and then I saw George, and from where I was at, I didn't really have a clear picture, to be honest. But we got back to the sideline, and it was like, dang, he was there. So just one of those plays that sucks, but you got to learn from it.
Christian, not surprisingly, you know, was pretty hard on himself about, you know, the interception. So obviously, his play he has to make. Did you talk to him, say anything to him, or do you just leave him alone after something like that?
I mean, it's a tough play. Ball got tipped at the line, so it came out weird, and you know, he's trying to adjust. He beat his guy in man, and then all of a sudden the ball's just like coming in weird, and you know, just didn't go our way. And the other guy was right there to catch. It was right in his lap. So, you know, obviously Christian's hard on himself with that. I'm hard on myself because it's like, dude, don't get the ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. So it's just one of those things that sucks. But you know, Christian's a baller, dude. He's gonna live to play the next play, and he's a Hall of Fame running back. So, dude, should walk out with his head up. So, yeah. Thanks, guys.
Howdy.
George, you've been pretty clear in the last several weeks that look, it's up the offense to score. We're going to have to outscore teams, and that's how we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And are you things like this happen? They're a good defense, but are you shocked, surprised? How would you sum up how this offense that's been rolling so good got shut down?
Disappointed. I mean, yeah. NFL, you can have a bad game any game. Unfortunately, we decided to have a bad game today. Not efficient. Were we 2 of 9 on third down? Tough. Didn't really get our run game going. We started the game off with, 2-3 and outs? I mean, if they have a good defense, and their run game was super effective tonight, kind of hard to, expect to really, win the game if we're not going to score more than a field goal. Shout out to Eddie, though. Thank you for making it.
Colton McKivitz joked that you guys try to make it as hard on yourselves as possible. Is that something that you can adopt and kind of embrace as you go on the road?
Well, look, we lost at home to a division rival for the division and the 1 seed. That sucks. That just is what it is. And yes, I'm disappointed about it. It's horrible. Good news is I get to play football next week. Whether it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whenever it is, I get to play football again. And it's going to be on the road in a hostile environment. Would I much rather be on a bye and get to play at Levi Stadium? Yeah, but that's just not our reality. So, I fully expect our team to come in, attack it, and we have a whole new season ahead of us. It is what it is. So we just got to go to work. We have a week. Hopefully we get Trent back. That's super helpful. He's a really good football player. Maybe Ricky. So, that's horrible. I hate that. I hate losing. I hate losing to the Seahawks. But, hey, we get to play football next week, and whoever it is, whenever what happens, go Cardinals.
Anything at all about their defense that surprised you? You played them once early in the season, and you watched film of them all week. Was there anything that jumps out at you at what they were doing that was different or better? Or?
No, they pressured randomly. They brought a lot of pressures, which is what they do. They drop really deep. They force you to check the ball down, and they rally to the ball really well. That's their defense. That's what their head coach has made their defense do. When you've got a really good, D-line, and, they can all win one-on-one battles from time to time, and then you bring pressure with it, and they got a smart secondary. So, no, nothing surprising. Just I wish we would have taken advantage of some of the situations, and we didn't. And that's football.
Yeah. You missed a week. How do you feel physically coming out of this game?
Yeah, I didn't make anything worse. So, hoorah.
Cardinals, you have a preference to where you might want to play next week?
You know what? I'm not a betting man, but I'm just cheering for Buda Baker to have 3 pick sixes tomorrow. That's it. And Trey McBride to have 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. That'd be awesome. Tight end you.
Obviously out of your guys' control, but Shanahan said that if you guys played tomorrow, that there would have been a lot better chance that Ricky and Trent could have played. Is that in your mind at all, or just is what it is?
Nothing I can do about it. It would have been helpful to me too, but you don't get to choose when the games are. They tell you when you play, and I feel like, sure, it would have been helpful if we had an extra day, but you got to show up when they tell you to show up, and our offense didn't show up the way we needed to tonight.
For 9 years, I would imagine you would expect him to sort of figure it out. He usually does at some point in the game. Was it weird? He just didn't seem to have any answers in this game.
I feel like we kind of did have an answer there at the end, and then, you have a tip ball. It's a weird, and then another tip for an interception at the 2-yard line. We score a touchdown there, and it's 10-13, and, who knows? It's a completely different game. So, I think Kyle, kind of found a rhythm right there, and then that happens. Then they take, 7 minutes off the clock. They go down and doink a field goal, but, you're still down 2 scores at that point. So, I think Kyle had found his rhythm. I think our offense was starting to find a rhythm, and then, hey, tip ball, it's tough.
You've been a part of some teams and seasons that have had a lot go against you. And it feels like sort of similar this year, but the record's obviously very different.
Yes.
How do you feel just how hardened this team is, and can you lean on any of those experiences to go into next week?
It's a good question. Let's see. For the guys that have all been here, you can lean on some of those seasons, like when we started the 21 season or the 22 season, with a losing record, and we found a way to sneak into the playoffs. Sure. I think it's a little bit different, when you, we weren't missing as many players back then, from Bosa to Fred. That's really tough. And, But there are experiences that a lot of our vets have gone through, you know, and it's just your back's against the wall. Like, what are you going to do? And one thing I do, like, I think this team's really resilient. I do. I love the way our young guys are playing. Like, I'm still a huge fan of Alfred Collins and CJ West, our young guys that are getting reps. I think they're getting better week in and week out. And so there are, like, experiences that we can lean on. But the cool thing is it's a brand new season every single year with so many new guys taking advantage of new opportunities and stuff like that. And while, yeah, you have guys who have, you know, Brindle missed 2 games in 4 years. McKivitz has played at a high level. Yeah, we lost Trent for a game. Hopefully that's it. Burford stepped up. Pooney, you know, is a 2-year starter. Like, we have guys on our whole offense who have played a lot of games. And so I think, like I always say, like, we just got to lean on our offense, and we got to figure out a way to move the ball, stay on the field, and not make our defense, you know, stay out there so long. And I mean, shout out to our defense. I thought they played a phenomenal game and gave us plenty of opportunities. That's why I'm so disappointed, because our offense didn't back up our defense.
Kind of to follow up on that, to have to lean on your offense and then have to go up against a high-powered defense like you went up against tonight, and then have the type of offensive performance that you had.
Mm-hmm.
Does that at all shake the confidence of the offense to be able to respond in a way that you guys have in the past 6 weeks?
It doesn't shake my confidence at all. You know, I'm fully. I was expecting Brock to go out there and have 5 touchdowns. I mean, Yes, they're a very, very good defense. They showed that they were a good defense today. They kept us from scoring any points. So, like, kudos to them. I mean, I'm still incredibly confident in our offense. You know, anytime that 13's in the backfield with the ball in his hands, and I got 23 back there, I mean, I got a ton of confidence in this offense. And it didn't go our way tonight. We didn't make the plays when we needed to make them. You know, that's football. Like, all you need is one really good drive, and we didn't really have that one good drive tonight.
The Seahawks they're celebrating in their locker room, smoking cigars and dancing.
Cool.
Do you take offense to it, or you just say you take your medicine because of what they did?
I would do the same shit. Yeah, I mean, what? They won the division. They got the 1 seed. They won in a rival stadium. Good for them.
Say that despite playing as poorly as you did.
1 second. Let him go, then I'll come to you, Jennifer.
What does it say that despite playing as poorly as you did, that the game kind of turned on that one play at the end?
Can you say it one more time? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
What does it say that despite playing as poorly as you did as a team, that the game turned on one play at the end? It was that close.
That's football. I mean, that's what's crazy about it. Our defense played at a high enough level, you know, and our special teams, you know, made their kicker miss 2 kicks. Like, they kept us in the game. And, you know, if that's a touchdown instead of an interception, like, you're 10-13 with 10 minutes left in the game, and, like, who knows what could have happened. And, you know, yeah, it's not fun to live in a, like, who knows, what if. That sucks. But, I mean, we were almost good enough to play, you know, to win, but we weren't. And then it turns out we only scored 3 points. We lose by 10 points at home. So it's incredibly disappointing. But, you know, that's kind of the fun thing about football. Like, one play can completely change every game. Yes, Jennifer.
You were talking about the energy that you expected from everybody. Was it where you wanted it to be this?
I thought our fans were fantastic. That was really loud, Levi Stadium. You know, they helped us out so much in the first half. And then, I mean, I never blame the fans. Like, we have to give them more to cheer for on offense. They support our defense the whole time. They were just waiting for us to get going on offense. And, you know, we didn't give them a lot to cheer for. And, you know, like I said, it's more just disappointing for me because I like winning football games and I like winning the division and I like being a 1 seed. But that's not how it's going to go this year. And I'll see you guys next week. The team? Oh. Yeah, I mean, I liked how we started. It's just when you start with a 3 and out back-to-back, it's just kind of, you know, that's tough. But I like when I'm looking down the sideline, the whole offense is like they're eager and ready to go. Like, there's no drop of confidence or anything like that. Like I said, like when I look back and I see Brock Purdy in the huddle, I have so much confidence because he's such a good quarterback. And so, like, no, my confidence is the exact same. I'm looking forward to whoever we play. Let's go Buddha and Trey McBride. Thank you, guys.